He kept coming out of the bedroom saying, "Wow, what a hot piece of ass." Those words, raw, blunt, and deeply revealing, are now resurfacing in a newly released redacted email dated November 9, 2016, the day after Donald Trump won his first presidency. The email, sent directly to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, captures the sender's shock at Trump's election victory. But buried inside that disbelief is a disturbing recollection: a weekend flight years earlier aboard Trump's private jet after a visit to Epstein in Florida, the same weekend Trump first met Melania. According to the email, Trump repeatedly emerged from the bedroom, boasting about her looks. "Wow, what a hot piece of ass," he allegedly said. The writer's reaction? One word: nuts. Newly unsealed Epstein files, nearly 3 million documents released by the U.S. Justice Department on Friday, are now shedding fresh light on the social circle surrounding Jeffrey Epstein and his longtime associate and girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell. And among them, there are also emails allegedly sent by Melania Trump herself. In a 2002 message addressed simply to G and signed "Love, Melania," the former First Lady praised a New York Magazine profile of Epstein. "Nice story about J.E. in NY Mag. You look great in the picture. Friendly, familiar, almost casual." The email goes on. Talk of Palm Beach, travel, waiting for a callback in New York. Nothing explosive on its own, but context is everything. Maxwell, now serving a 20-year sentence for sex trafficking, was a central figure in that very article. Epstein was portrayed as a powerful, globe-trotting financier, and Donald Trump? He was interviewed for the piece. His words then echo uncomfortably now. "A terrific guy," Trump said, "a lot of fun to be with," adding that Epstein liked beautiful women, many of them on the younger side. Fast forward to today. These revelations land as Melania's new Amazon documentary premieres, chronicling her life ahead of Trump's second inauguration. Old photos, old emails, old quotes, and a question growing louder by the day. How much was known, and how close was too close? Explosive allegations against President Donald Trump are resurfacing. Claims of rape, sex trafficking, and even murder buried inside a massive new release of Epstein-related files. They are graphic, they are disturbing, and they will definitely blow your mind. The accusations appear in raw FBI complaint logs included in a newly released trove of 3.5 million documents tied to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. These entries are not findings, not charges, and not conclusions, but tips submitted to law enforcement, some secondhand, many unverifiable, and all explicitly flagged as unproven. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche announced the document release Friday, saying it was part of compliance with the Epstein Transparency Act after criticism that the administration failed to meet a congressional deadline. Almost immediately, attention zeroed in on complaints that mentioned Trump, a former acquaintance of Epstein. One complaint alleges a teenage girl was forced to perform a sexual act on Trump decades ago. Another claims Trump paid for sex acts and was present when a newborn child was murdered. Others describe supposed calendar girls' parties at Mar-a-Lago involving children, genital examinations, and prominent public figures. Blanche has been unequivocal. He says the White House had no involvement in deciding what documents were released, and that a review of the Epstein files found no evidence of criminal conduct by the president. Trump has repeatedly denied wrongdoing and has said he cut ties with Epstein long before Epstein's first arrest. The FBI documents themselves include cautionary notes stating that some allegations came secondhand and that investigators were often unable to verify claims or even make contact with complainants. In several cases, follow-ups were logged as no contact made. Still, the impact was immediate. Shortly after publication, complaints mentioning Trump were removed from the Department of Justice website, replaced with "Page Not Found" notices, even as copies circulated widely on social media. Journalists, including CNN's Jake Tapper, publicly noted the sudden removal. The file dump also includes unverified claims involving other powerful figures. In one draft email written by Epstein to himself, he alleges Bill Gates asked him to delete communications related to an alleged sexually transmitted disease, another claim never substantiated and never charged. The Epstein files once again expose the chaos of an investigation that attracted thousands of tips, some credible, many not, and the danger of conflating accusation with proof. The Justice Department says transparency is necessary.
Today we are producing more than 3 million pages, including more than 2,000 videos and 180,000 images. In total, that means that the department produced approximately 3.5 million pages in compliance with the Act. Just a quick note about the videos and images. The 2,000 videos and 180,000 images are not all videos and images taken by Mr. Epstein or someone around him. They include large quantities of commercial pornography and images that were seized from Epstein's devices, but which he did not take or that someone around him did not take. Some of the videos, though, and some of the images do appear to be taken by Mr. Epstein or by others around him. Now, I want to talk for a few minutes about the department's document identification and review protocols. It consisted of multiple layers of review and quality control designed to ensure compliance under the Act and protect victims. On top of the review protocols that the department had in place, the United States Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York employed an additional review protocol to ensure compliance with a court order requiring United States Attorney Jay Clayton to certify that with respect to certain materials, a large quantity of the materials, a rigorous process was undertaken to protect victims against any clearly unwarranted invasion of their personal privacy. The categories of documents withheld include those permitted under the Act to be withheld: files that contain personally identifiable information of victims or victims' personal and medical files, and similar files, the disclosure of which would constitute a clearly unwarranted invasion of personal privacy. Any depiction of CSAM or child pornography was obviously excluded. Anything that would jeopardize an active federal investigation. And finally, anything that depicts or contain images of death, physical abuse, or injury, also not produced. Although the Act allows for withholding for items necessary to keep secret in the interest of national security or foreign policy, no files are being withheld or redacted on that basis. To protect victims, we redacted every woman depicted in any image or video, with the exception of Ms. Maxwell. We did not redact images of any men, unless it was impossible to redact the woman without also redacting the man. To this end, though, and to ensure transparency, if any member of Congress wishes to review any portions of the responsive production in any unredacted form, they're welcome to make arrangements with the department to do so, and we're happy to do that. I take umbrage at the suggestion, which is totally false, that the Attorney General or this department does not take child exploitation or sex trafficking seriously, or that we somehow do not want to protect victims. We do. There are some select members of Congress and some in the public eye, including those most critical of our efforts at full transparency under the Act, who remain silent as to all the work that we have done and continue to do every day in this space. With the production of this magnitude, mistakes are inevitable. We, of course, want to immediately correct any redaction errors that our team may have made, And so the department has established an email inbox for victims to reach us directly to correct redactions and any concerns when appropriate. That's been in existence since December, and we've been doing that since then. Today's release marks the end of a very comprehensive document identification and review process to ensure transparency to the American people and compliance with the Act. The department has engaged in an unprecedented and extensive effort to do so.